Hello, Moon Jelly Kevin here, and today I want to talk about Vision by Tom King, the 2015 12-issue miniseries written by Tom King, who is pretty controversial nowadays because people didn't like his last Batman run. But me personally, I liked some of it. I thought the War of Jokes and Riddles was good, and I liked what he did with Bane. I liked what he did with Kite Man, but as a whole, it is kind of messy. But either way, he used to write great things like this, Vision. And art is by Gabriel Hernandez Walta. Color artist is Jordi Belair. Letterer is VC's Clayton Cowles. And it came out 12 issues. These are the single volume trade paperbacks. You could get it in floppies. And then I believe they have one big trade paperback now. That's the Vision Complete Collection. So, why am I making this video? Obviously, I'm enjoying WandaVision. I don't know about you. If you're enjoying WandaVision, feel free to write in the comments below. Tell me how you're feeling about it. I'd love to get a discussion going. I'm enjoying WandaVision. It is a slow burn. I will agree. I'll admit that. And yeah, I think some people are saying there's no real mystery. Obviously, something's at afoot if you got a dead character walking around and, you got a sitcom world that changes every day, apparently. So yeah, that's not a mystery, but the mystery is what exactly is going on, right? Like, what exactly is going on in WandaVision? Is this all something that is being created by an outside group? Is it Hydra? How is Sword involved in this comic? Even more that I'm personally wondering is, is this actually all the machinations of Wanda's own mind going crazy? Are we having like a House of M situation? But either way, that's why I stay tuned. That's why I've been watching WandaVision. I am intrigued on what is the answers to these mysteries. My wish list is that somehow this brings the X-Men to the MCU, but I don't think that's where this is going. But anyways, I'm not even a big MCU fan, by the way. I love the comics, obviously. But, and I feel like a lot of these MCU movies are kind of like the samey. And that's why I love WandaVision so much. It is so weird. It is so out there. I love the sitcom gimmick. Again, on a personal note, my parents are immigrants. And when they came here to this country, one of the first things they would watch is reruns of The Honeymooners. And one of the things my dad wanted to own as a younger man was all the VHS tapes of The Honeymooners. So he would watch that with his kids. We'd watch them all together as a family. And because of that, I think, there's a special place in my heart for all those tropes that are in the first few episodes. And first episode was 50s. Second episode was 60s, like I Dream of Jeannie. Third episode was like the Brady Bunch. And I can't wait for this fourth episode, because if they're going 80s, what is that? I might be getting this wrong. I don't remember when Full House started. I don't remember when Family Matters started. Maybe Saved by the Bell. I can't remember if that's like late 80s or early 90s. But either way, I'm intrigued. I'm ready for the bright colors. I'm ready for, just the flamboyancy of the next episode. But we're neither here nor there. If you're someone like me and you can't wait between these episodes, you are probably wanting to read some comics of The Vision. Now, what you're seeing up here on the screen, this is not it. This is not Tom King's The Vision. This is actually an issue of Marvel AI, which does not stand for artificial intelligence. That's not why the Vision's there. But it is I as in love, the Japanese word for love. And because it was like these manga style tales, I believe they got some manga artists, actual manga artists, to do these comic books. And it came out in the February, I want to say, of 2006. I was just starting to get into comics, and I picked it up because obviously I love anime art. I had to check it out for myself. And I wanted to know who these characters are. And that's honestly the issue that got me into wanting to know more about the Scarlet Witch and Vision. I know that seems like an odd thing for people. I'm sure they're like, obviously Wanda has had multiple incarnations. I believe the Scarlet Witch has appeared in at least some of the cartoons of the X-Men. But yeah, I just did not see them in this context. I didn't know about the Scarlet Witch and the Vision being a thing. So after that, I had to go back, read some of the 70s issues where, they debuted, when they had their own little miniseries, when they got married. And, I think there's plenty of great stories with Wanda that you could read. There's plenty of great stories with the Scarlet Witch. Like I said, House of M is probably what is influencing WandaVision per se. But the Vision has never really been the main character or main focal point of a lot of stories. So it's kind of cool to read this. This was like a mini series that was strictly about him and his tribulations. And you guys could see this art style over here. This is not it. This is Marvel Eye. But it's a common anime and manga trope, right? Where someone has like the greatest memory, photographic memory. They could remember things, 100% accurate because they're a robot or immortal. And they remember everything. And the question is, like, what does that do to someone if they have to experience, certain things over and over again? And this comic kind of delves into that. You have the Vision, who's a synthezoid, kind of a humanoid robot type deal. And he remembers everything. He remembers all the single times that he's tried to save the world. And he remembers every single traumatic event, without getting too heavy into it. Just letting you know, in this comic, the Scarlet Witch and Vision are not together. So Vision remembers some, he does have some flashbacks of his old flame, to put it nicely. And he remembers this stuff. And yeah, it's more of like the Vision trying to create normalcy for himself, for him trying to create a perfect world here. You could see with his wife and his kids, and how this is kind of like the fall of Vision. So let's actually get to the comic. Let's take a look. Put up some scans here. So yeah, New York Times says this is a comic book masterpiece, which take that with whatever grain of salt you want. But it's an Eisner Award winner, which is, the fancy comic award. And this cover's kind of nice. You get kind of the family tree. If you need to know any kind of background information going into reading Tom King's The Vision, I think that's roughly about it. Just understand that The Vision was created by Ultron, this robot over here. And, Ultron was created by Hank Pym. So... yeah, and here's his, bloodline. You have the Grim Reaper, you have Wonder Man, you have all sorts of characters. I think you could still kind of pick this up without really knowing too much of the continuity. I think the basic thing you just really need to know is that it's Vision. He's this robot superhero. He's trying to make a peaceful life for himself. And that's about it. Even if you'd just seen the movies, I think you could kind of jump into this, even though, like I said, there are some parts where it is rooted on continuity, but this comic does a great job of getting you up to speed. At least I feel like it does. It has flashbacks and thought bubbles that take you back. So you can see this is some art from the comic itself. I really like that, we have this good use of color. Colors really pop, I think because we have this more subdued tones of, I believe they live in Virginia, it's kind of like, and you can see over here that it's late September. So yeah, you get kind of more of the muted browns and greens, and it kind of just adds to the way this family pops. So yeah, this comic, again, it's about the Vision and how he tries to fit in society. He just wants a peaceful life, and of course, he is a tragic character. This is the story of his fall and how this doesn't really pan out. Now, I wanted to read this because, like I said, I wanted to get excited and hyped for WandaVision. And I'm here to say that if you want to read this, and if you're reading this with the intention of, I want to read this because it'll give me some ideas of where WandaVision is going, I want to tell you right now that that's not it. That's not the case. That's not where this comic is going. They could never adapt this. The mouse would not allow this. This is a very let's just say it gets to some very graphic moments. It has some very graphic moments that the mouse would not let fly. So yeah, even though I want to say that this is in the world of Marvel Comics, it has a very independent, art house feel to it. You guys could probably just tell from the art alone. But yeah, it's something that I feel sometimes some people, they look down on superhero comics, but this is something that I feel like if there's someone who looks down on them because they just think it's like just dumb pulp fun, this is one of those comics that I would tell them to go check out. This is one of my favorite exchanges. And this particular page, you get a nice page of the Vision and his wife, and who's a great character. His whole family are all interesting characters, by the way. But yeah, they are saying goodbye to their kids as they go to school, and they say it in the most robotic way possible. And yeah, a lot of this comic has to do with, finding humanity in these machines and having to deal with prejudice that, is undeserved. A lot of this is very Shakespearean in a way. I feel there's a lot of this comic where a lot of it is just down to misunderstandings and miscommunication. So I don't want to go any further on the pages because in a few pages you're going to see a really big spoiler. And if you plan on checking this out, check it out. I highly recommend it. I am a big fan of Vision by Tom King. And if you're probably saying, hey, I look at your videos and I think you recommend everything and you like everything. And I'm going to tell you right here, yeah, sorry guys, this channel is about things I like. I'm not going to be talking about things I don't like. I feel like there's already so many channels about that. So do I recommend this? Of course, you guys know I wouldn't make a video about it if I didn't like it. So yeah, hopefully you'll dig it. Hopefully you'll check it out. Again, it has to deal with the human condition. I think this is all things that you can relate to. Maybe you're not particularly a super powered synthezoid, but you could relate to having people be prejudiced against you even when you don't deserve it. You could probably appreciate how the Vision is someone, a character who's trying to make a normal life for himself. And I think we can all relate that we've had those days where even if we try our best, it's just fate that seems to have it in for us and is after us. And again, it's just a wonderful story. The mouse is not going to adapt this, but if you just want to read a great comic that puts Vision, a character that, rarely gets his due, he's usually like a bit player, he's not a main character, then check this one out. It's a high recommendation. And especially if you're someone like me who wants to read some stuff to fill the time in between weeks for WandaVision. Okay, so that's it. I'm going to end my video here. Hopefully you got something out of that. Just wanted to talk about some personal thoughts on the Vision. What do you guys think about Vision? Are you guys enjoying WandaVision? We could talk about that in the comments. I would love to get a discussion going. And have you read Tom King's The Vision? Do you feel like this holds up? I did not read this with all the hype. I just read it right now, recently, and I liked it. I dug it a lot. I typically didn't really understand what was the big deal about Tom King, but after reading this, I'm like, okay, I get it. I get why everyone liked this guy. Why was everyone making a big stink about him, and why he got his job writing Batman for a while. Okay, all right, that's it. I'm done rambling. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day. Goodbye.